Imagine standing in the middle of a wedding hall filled with 150 guests. Cameras flashing, people smiling. And then, out of nowhere, you get slapped across the face in front of everyone. Not because of something you said, not because of something you did, but because you didn't bring a gift. That's exactly what happened to me at my own brother's wedding. And what followed changed my entire relationship with my family forever. My name is Daniel Miller. I live in Chicago. Growing up, my younger brother, Jason, was always my parents' favorite. I didn't mind too much because I believed that family love was unconditional. But the day of his wedding proved me wrong. Jason was marrying Emily, a woman he had been dating for 3 years. She came from a wealthy background, loved the spotlight, and honestly, she always looked at me as if I didn't belong. Still, I wanted to be supportive. The wedding was massive, 150 guests, luxury hall, chandeliers, golden chairs, everything. My parents kept praising Emily and her family while barely acknowledging me. But I told myself, it's his day, not mine. Now, here's the twist. A week before the wedding, I had spent almost all my savings paying off my student loans and covering a medical emergency. I couldn't afford an expensive wedding gift. I planned to give Jason something meaningful, the Torah-framed memory book of our childhood, something money couldn't buy. But on the wedding day, Emily noticed I didn't place any big wrapped box on the gift table, and that's when everything spiraled out of control. During the reception, Emily suddenly stood up, walked across the hall, and confronted me. 150 pairs of eyes turned toward us. Before I could even explain, she raised her hand and slapped me. The sound echoed in the silent hall. How dare you come to my wedding, empty-handed? Do you think you're above giving us a gift? I stood frozen. My face burned not from the slap, but from the humiliation. Guests whispered, some gasped, others looked away. And the worst part, Jason, my own brother, didn't defend me. He just stood beside her, silent. In that moment, I realized I was completely alone in a hall full of family. My parents avoided my eyes. Emily smirked, as if she had won. And Jason? He looked embarrassed, but not for me, for her. That night, I walked out of the wedding hall. No goodbyes. No explanations. Just pain. Imagine being punished in front of 150 people for not having enough money to buy a suitable gift. But this wasn't the end. No. That night, I made a promise to myself I would take back my dignity. Not with violence. Not with anger, but with something far more powerful. Truth. I started documenting everything. How Emily had treated me before, how my parents always prioritized Jason, and how money defined their version of love. I wrote it all down, carefully, like a diary. And then I turned it into a story. A month later, I published my story anonymously on an online platform. I changed names, but people from our town still recognized the wedding details. The post went viral. Thousands of people shared their own experiences of humiliation, favoritism, and toxic family expectations. Guess what? Emily's reputation began to crack. Neighbors, colleagues, even some of her relatives questioned her behavior. Jason's phone was flooded with messages asking how he allowed his wife to do something so cruel. 2 months later, Jason came to my apartment. He looked tired, stressed, almost broken. He said Emily had been fighting with him nonstop because of the backlash. And then he said something I'll never forget. Daniel, I should have stopped her that day. I'm sorry. But here's the thing, his apology didn't erase the pain. I told him, Jason, you didn't lose me because of Emily's slap. You lost me because you chose silence when I needed your voice. Today, my relationship with Jason is strained. Emily still pretends I don't exist. But honestly, I don't regret a thing. That slap in front of 150 people taught me the harshest truth about family. Sometimes blood doesn't team in loyalty. I've rebuilt my life focusing on people who respect me, not those who measure love in gifts. And every time I look back, I realize what was meant to break me only made me stronger. So, tell me, what would you have done if you were in my place? Walk away silently, or fight back differently? Let me know in the comments, because this story, isn't just manit as a reflection of how we all deal with betrayal and respect